everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make a freestanding fun fold card, and I'm using a new bundle also from the new mini catalog. It is a Forever Forest bundle. It's a really beautiful bundle, and welcome to my studio here in Western New York. I'm Verna Mullen from Stampin' Notes, and I give a free class every Monday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on my Facebook page. Or you can catch me also on my YouTube channel. It is also on there. So I'm excited to share my love of paper crafting each week with all of you. Shop with me this month and use the current host code, which is, let me read it here, 9HYHTK3Y. And you get to receive my free tutorial. It is for 5 beautiful cards made with the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper, and also perched in a tree stamp set, and they are beautiful. I'll give you a peek at them when I put the camera down. Also, if your order is $50 or more, you can choose a free item from the catalog. Anything you want that's $10 or less, and you will get it the following month. And if you want to track your orders, you can earn rewards with me. You earn a point for every $50 in order that you place with me. And when you get 5 points, you can choose a free stamp set. And you're responsible for tracking that on a tracking sheet, and you will find that on my blog. Also, what other thing do I need to announce? Oh, this Saturday is Stamping in My Studio, and that's right here in Western New York. If you live nearby, from 1 to 4, we make 6 cards, two of each of 3 different designs, and we're going to be using new product from the mini catalog. It's free with a $25 order, or it is $20. And just RSVP and let me know that you're coming. And we have a great time. Everything's pre-cut for you, and we sit and put them together. So let me switch to my other camera view, and let me say hi first. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Renee. Hey, Margaret, you remembered? Awesome. Hey, Carol, nice to have you ladies here today with me. And I'm going to just go to my other view here. And let's see. We want to go to this one. Okay. So last week's winner for, actually I wasn't on last week, but the week before, for participating in my live was Margaret Duncan. And Margaret, if you want to send me your contact information, you can just message me with your address, and I will mail this out to you. If you participate today by sharing or commenting, you'll be put into a drawing for some free goodies. So, I wish you could join too, Kathy. I would love to have you. All right, so I was designing a fun fold card, and I hadn't really planned on the card turning out this way, but it did. And this is a freestanding fun fold that I designed. There's nothing on the back to keep it standing, and I've used the Forever Forest bundle, and also the Countryside in dies here, and the beautiful Designer Series paper that is in the new mini catalog, and it's the Snowflake Specialty Designer Series paper, and it is just lovely. I'm going to grab that and show it to you here. It's beautiful. I actually was going to use the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper, but it's out of stock right now, and I didn't want to show it to people and thinking they could get it right now. But isn't this gorgeous? So this is the Snowflake Snowflake Magic Designer Series paper, and it's a foil. I love this bright aqua turquoisey. I'm not sure that it's showing the true color. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you there. Okay, so that's the paper I'm using, the Specialty Designer Series paper. And I left my measurements over here. I'm just gonna grab them and I need them. So we're gonna start with a piece of, for our card base, a piece of Pretty Peacock, and that is 4¼ by 11. And also you will be able to, have download a free project sheet. I will have it by tonight on my blog. It's all written up and I've just got to upload it. I've got precious little ones coming, my grandchildren, in an hour. I have to have them for a little while, and after they're gone I will finish doing that. So okay, and this is the host code to use. This is my current host code to use this month, 9HYHTK3Y. I forgot to say that. Well, maybe I didn't forget to say it. I may have forgotten to say that earlier. So just wanted to put that on your radar. All right, so this is 4¼ by 11. I'm using Pretty Peacock. And we're going to score this in three spots. So we're going to score it at 3¾ right here. And we're going to score it at 5½. And I love our trimmer because it not only does trimming with a Stark blade, but you can also do scoring with it. So it's a great tool to have, and it's not very expensive. I think it's $25. So we've got 3¾ we've got 5½, and our next one is going to be at 9½. So we will have 3 score lines on this. I'm going to set my trimmer aside, and I'm going to burnish these down with my bone folder and burnish them down pretty good. We forget what an important tool the bone folder is. Breaking down those fibers. Alright, so we have 4 sections in this card. And this little flap right here, the card is going to sit like this. And this is going to be the front flap. And this is going to be the bottom part where we're going to put our sentiment on dimensional so it will stand. So we've done that. And let us cut our Designer Series paper. These are all 4 1/8 inch wide. So we're going to put, I'm going to move that out of the way. I wanted to show you how you can get all 4 pieces out of one strip that's 4 1/8 inch wide. So here's the number 4 mark, and we're going to go 2 ticks over. This is the 16th, and that's an 1/8. So 2 little marks over past 4. All right. So our first piece, we're going to cut at, it's 4 1/8 by 1 3/8. So that's going to be right here. It's the middle mark between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. 1 3/8. Then we're going to go to 3 5/8, which is going to be right here. 3 7/8, and that's going to be 2 tick marks before 4. All right, and then 4 1/8 by 1 5/8. So 1 5/8 is going to be 2 little marks after 1 1/2. All right, so there are our 4 pieces of Designer Series paper. And I'm going to go ahead and put them on this. So we want, this one is going to go on our base, and this is the one that's 4 1/8 by 3 5/8. And I'm using Seal Plus. Does anybody else have this this Snowflake Magic Designer Series paper? Hey, Chris. And this is going to fit very snug in there. It's just an 1/8 of an inch on each side, okay? Next, we're gonna do the one that goes here is the piece that is 1 5/8 by 4 1/8. I was surprised at how warm it was out. I hadn't been outside today, and I stepped outside just for a minute. It's pretty warm out there. This one is going to fit in here, and this is the one that is 4 1/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, I said that wrong. This is the one that's 4 1/8 by 3 7/8. This is a piece that's 4 1/8 by 3 5/8. And we're gonna lay that in there. I was gonna do a couple different fun folds today, but I got into doing this card and making a scene on the front with blending and all of that, and I thought, well, I'll just do that because I like the way it turned out and I wanted to share it with you crafty friends. All right, so this one we're going to turn this over, and this is going to be our front piece right here that we're going to put this last piece of designer series paper on. Hi, Renee. Hey, Sherry. Okay. Where are you? You have to say hi and tell me where you're from. Oops, and this has got to go over just, excuse me, a little more. No, I got to pull that over a little more because it's going to be front and center and I want it to be nice and even. I'm going to stand up here. Okay. So we've got on the inside, this is what the card base looks like. And then here we've got this little flap on the front that's going to hang over like this. All right, so let's do our scene. We have this scene with this beautiful mountains. I don't know if you can see the mountains there very well. And there's some clouds and the deer and the trees. You do have the Snowflake Designer Series paper, Margaret. All right, so the countryside corners dies. You guys are probably familiar with them. I'll just show you them again. These are in the annual catalog. And for these die cuts, I used the largest one for the pretty peacock, right there. And then the second largest for these two here. All right. This is you know, when I first saw this set, I thought, well, what am I going to do with those? And I've used them so much, and they're just great. All right. So we've got a background. This is going to be our background piece. And I'm going to grab my Balmy Blue ink pad. And we're going to create some sky there. I've got a small blending brush. We have two sizes, the small and the large. Grabbing a piece of scrap paper. All right. So we're going to lay this right on here like this on our scrap paper. And we're going to get a little ink on there and brush off onto the side and then go on to our cardstock. The reason we want to do that is see how dark that first image is. We don't want it to have like really dark spots on where we first land our blending brush on the cardstock. You want to tone it down a little bit. And this is going to be our wintry sky. I'm going to put my ring light on my phone. I forgot, you guys. Let's get this on here. This will help a little bit with lighting. I know, Chris. I know what you mean. Oh, Renee, you only live an hour away. Awesome. Yeah, I'll see something and it doesn't really hit me, and then I'll see somebody use it and I'll be like, oh, I really think I need that. Okay, so here's this, I'm going to put a little more blue on the top here. Renee, I live near, between Canisteo and Greenwood, New York. We live on a farm, and so it's kind of north of Corning, probably like 30 minutes is where I live. All right, so we've got our snow on there. Now this second piece, what we're going to do with this is we're going to die cut those mountains. Now in that Forever Forest bundle, let me show you that bundle. This is the stamp set. It has no sentiments, but beautiful trees, snowflakes. There's like some ground dirt or whatever you want it to be, a moon and stars. Okay, and then the dies are fabulous. I love like nature. We've got some like boulders, or they might be like accents for the mountain. All kinds of trees. See all the trees? And there's these little clouds. And then there's a larger, if you stamp three, use one of the images from the stamp set, you can die cut out the whole image with that or with this one here. Oh, you live near Pavilion. Okay. Yep, that's probably an hour, hour and a half from us. Yep, we go up there sometime that way sometimes. There's a livestock market, I think. All right, so there's our dies, and what we're going to do, oh, I forgot, the one die I was talking about is the mountain scene die. And I hope I have that right. Here it is. Okay, so this die is really cool, and that's in that set also. And you see the mountain and the snow. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create our mountains, and it will emboss the snow snowy look on the mountains. All right, so I'm getting my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and most of the stuff I die cut ahead of time just to save time, but I wanted to show you this. Now on this die, this is a cutting edge along the mountains, but this does not cut this straight edge here. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay it across where you want it to cut off your mountains. I want it about like that. And I guess I better not live dangerously. I'll put a piece of Post-it tape down. Sometimes I do kind of wing it, and then sometimes I wish I had not done that. If you know what I mean. All right, so this is going to cut off our mountain edges, but this is not going to be cut. It looks a little crooked. All right, so we'll put our plate on there. Oops, I forgot my bottom plates. All right, so we'll stick these on and slide this in and run it through. And we will have some nice mountains with embossed mountain peaks. All right, so I don't know if you can see this. It doesn't look like you can, but this is embossed on here. Snowy mountain peaks. Okay. And now let's see. Welcome, Karen. You're from Nebraska. Very, very nice place. I would love to visit Nebraska. Okay. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of coloring on our mountain peaks. We've got these nice peaks here, and I'm going to take my blending brush that has the blue on it, and I'm just going to lightly go on the tops. Across the tops of those mountains, just on the very tips. I don't know if can you guys see that? Okay. Oh, Iowa. Okay. Sorry about that. I have a son that has been to Iowa hunting. Any land out there, I just think would be so lovely to visit. All right, so now we've got some wavy snow here, and we're going to add just a little bit of smoky slate to that to make that show up. And I'm going to use a sponge dauber for this. Okay, and just lightly, and I'm going to get some of it off onto this paper before I go on here. I just want a light, we want it to look like a little bit of foggy. I'm going to go all the way across this. Snow blowing kind of in the background. Okay, so there's our background. And now I'm going to take my, actually I'm going to use another sponge dauber. And I want a little balmy blue down here on the mountain, and blowing across like the snow's blowing. And we'll bring in just a little bit down here. Not a lot, we just want that little bit of blue in the background there. Okay, we've done that. We're going to bring in our stamp from the Forever Forest. And this is the stamp with the 4 trees. And I'm going to show you, looking for my catalog. Okay, so this is on page 20 of the mini catalog. And this is the bundle with the dies and the stamp set. If you buy the bundle, you save 10%. It's $56.60, and I can't wait to use it some more. They have some great ideas, as you know, in the catalog. All right, and so now I'm going to ink this up with Soft Succulent. I'm sorry, I keep calling Lost Lagoon Soft Succulent because they kind of look alike. And I gotta grab that ink pad. All right, and because it's a large stamp, I'm going to stamp it like this from the top, and I'm just going to stamp those trees right across here. And I want them kind of towards, not way up the mountain, but you want them, so we've got them on there about like that. And you can see our mountains and our little bit of snow there. Okay, and so now we're gonna add a little bit of another die cut, a tree die cut. And this tree is die cut from that stamp set, and this is using the soft succulent, or sorry, Lost Lagoon. I'm looking for my scrap paper. There it is. And I just want to put a little bit of color on this. A little bit of darker color on the leaves. Okay, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop it up with the mini dimensionals on the front right there. And I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to put a few of them on the back. Like this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this about right here. And I have die cut a deer from the Grove dies. You guys are probably familiar with these. These are been around a couple years, and I use this deer right here, and I use pecan pie cardstock. Here's that deer, and before I put him on there, I'm just going to blend a little bit of ink around the edge of it so it looks nicer. Gotta grab my pecan pie ink. I forgot to bring it over. Okay. And I'm just putting it like on the tips of his ears, the tip of his back here, his hooves, a little bit of dark there, his or hers, and right there on that edge. I know, I love this deer. You can use it for so many things. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals, the minis on the back there. I'll close this up before I get into that. Okay. What should I do with the mini dimensionals? Here they are. Sometimes, don't you guys find in your crafting room that something's right in front of you and you've looked all over for it? I do that with my phone too. Okay, so we're gonna put Mr. Deer down a little lower than the tree. And I'm going to mark a dot on him for his eye. You wouldn't have to do that. Mark it right about there. Just a little dot. I forgot, I'm going to put some of the Pearlized Effects on the tree. I don't know if you guys have used this. I like it because it doesn't, it's not real thick. You can put it on thin. And I'm just gonna kind of brush it on like this. So we want a little bit of snowy effect on our tree. And we'll go this a little bit here. And I'm going out from the center. So I have not really read how to use this, but I did dry it with my heat tool on this one. And you can see it's nice and shiny. Whoops. Nice and shiny. Looks nice. So I'm just gonna grab that real quick and dry it. Oh, I tripped over the plates to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, now let's add this to our scenery here, or our background piece. And what we're gonna do is pop it on here with dimensionals. That's pretty dry. I'm gonna turn this over. See, and just pop a few dimensionals on it. We have a new calf on the farm. We have two Jersey calves. One is a bull and one is a heifer. And so we wanted to have a milking cow. And Jersey milk has really high butter fat if you want to make butter, your own butter. So that my granddaughters love to walk them. They have a leash and a collar, and so they're going to be really friendly, which is always fun. It does make them harder to handle sometimes. Hi, Sharon. Oh, that's a good idea. Light lines under the deer. Good idea. I will do that. All right. So this is going to go exactly over the bottom part of this other die cut because they're the same exact size. And we're going to pop that on there to give it a little dimension. Isn't that pretty? And Sharon said I need to put a couple lines there, which I do. That's a good idea. All right, let's add a couple clouds, and these are tiny. I had to put them on a Post-it note because I was afraid I'd lose them. All right, and I think there's 3 different cloud dies in that set. And I'm gonna just take, let's put a little blue on them, not a lot. See if there's enough blue on this to, no, not really. Let me grab my blue. I don't want a lot, but we want a little bit. There's that one, and let's put a little bit of blue on this one. All right. And again, we're using mini dimensionals. I hardly ever use mini dimensionals, but for this card today, we are using mini dimensionals. All right. Oh, I want to show you guys the cards for the tutorial if you place an order with me this month. Before I go, we're going to layer this onto here with part of it going just on the edge of that mountain. Whoops. Come on. Like that. And the same thing, this one we're going to lay on the lower one. We'll just put one dimensional on that one. Oh, Shenandoah. Oh, cool. All right. Actually, I think I want this up higher and not across the mountain. All right, so that one, this one is different. I didn't use that big card, and this is a little bit on the mountain. Now, we don't have any snowflakes. I think they're on back order, so I just am going to add a couple rhinestones to that. But before I do that, let's adhere it to our large piece that's in the Pretty Peacock. All right, and I always have trouble centering this on the smaller ones on these. So I'll get it on there and then I think, I think it should go down farther. Well, I guess that doesn't look too bad. So there's that. And let's put a few rhinestones on that. And you could do just a regular card front. With this on the front, it wouldn't have to be a fun fold card. And I'm not seeing my regular rhinestones. Okay, maybe I'll use a couple of these. Let's see what these look like. These are, I really love them. They're those glitter. There's black and gold and silver. So let's try a couple of the, not silver, but whitish. Let's try a couple of these on here. Yeah, maybe one like that. All right, now we'll bring our card base back in. And here's our card base. And I'm gonna add adhesive just to the top part of this that's gonna fit on here. So like from here up. And I'm going to do it pretty good because we don't want it coming off there. Put that flap down. And let's see. I want it up a little farther, I think. About like that. Okay. So we've got our card almost done. We're going to bring in a piece of basic white cardstock. It's a scrap piece. I'll grab that out of my scrap pile here. And I'm using the Curved Occasions, a stamp set from there. I have a son that has a birthday in December. This is going to be a winter birthday card, or it'd be a very nice Christmas card, either one. And these are really cool. This is one of those ones that I missed. And then I was like, I saw people making cards with it and I really fell in love with it. So I'm going to use this Happy Birthday stamp set. And it goes with this curved label punch. It's a bundle. So we'll stamp the sentiment, the Happy Birthday sentiment. You could also, if you wanted to use a stamp set from a different stamp set and it wasn't curved, you could possibly curve it a little bit to use with that punch. Especially I think if it's photopolymer, it would work. So we'll do our happy birthday right there. And grab the punch. And set that right in there. That looks about right. And this label is wide enough to use the large dimensionals on. So I'm going to put 3 of those on here. Do 1 there, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to put this label about 1/4 of an inch back from the front edge. And how did I get my other, we want to get this out of there. There we go. All right, so there's our happy birthday, and that's going to sit right like that. But first we're going to do our sentiment on the back. And we need a piece of basic white cardstock. And we're going to cut this at 4 1/8. 4 1/8. Whoops. By 3 7/8. So this is the same size as one of the pieces of Designer Series paper. And it is going to sit right in there, and this is to stamp your sentiment on. Let's grab one of the tree stamps. And we're using the Lost, oh, this is Pretty Peacock. I don't want that, it's too dark. We're going to use the Lost Lagoon. All right, and stamp that on the side here. And then we have a stamp set from the Curved Occasions that says, make today your day, or make today yours. And we'll stamp that maybe over there like that. All right, and that is going to go on the back here. And slide on there right like that. Warsaw. Did I ever live in Warsaw? I did not. I have been to Warsaw. I went to Houghton College, which is near Warsaw. All right, so, and it's a beautiful area, that area. If you have trouble, for some reason this does not sit like it should, you just bend it, rebend it again. And there's our nice self-standing card. And this is the back. It will fold up and fit for mailing. You just fold it like that, and if you wanted to, if it bothered you, you could put Designer Series paper on the bottom here. Oh, you lived in Jamestown. Yeah, I was in Jamestown last week for grandchildren's playing in that area. So another beautiful area. I'll show you another card. This is the one made with the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper, and this has another deer on the front. I keep hitting that, sorry. Another deer on the front. I had some of the snowflakes. This was my prototype, and I had this in here, and we didn't need that, so I changed the card design. But I intend to do a few more cards with this style. I'd like to do the autumn bundle, autumn leaves bundle. Okay, these are the cards that are in my free tutorial. The tutorial is for these cards. This has a pull-out card. If you shop with me this month, those are the cards in the tutorial. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'll be doing some lives this week too. And it was nice to have you new ladies here. So I hope you have a great week, and I will be back next week. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.